So our first team leader of battle number 3 is the Devious Dewotts, led by Apollo Paladin, playing for the Doctors Without Borders charity, currently 15th at 0-1, unfortunately being another victim of a 6-0 sweep the first week, looking to recover from that and get a win today. We see the OU Mons of Goldango and Dragonite. Dragonite being 0-1 currently, not being able to do anything against the team that was against last week. Our new team leader, the Crossrider Brawlers. The Goldango, I'm so curious to see what this Goldango has to offer. I heard it's a really good Pokemon, but I don't know. You see the UU Mons of this team being Mousehold and Scizor. Mousehold being 0-1. Scizor not having shown its face yet. Mousehold actually showing me some pretty interesting strategy with the Tidy Up. Both cleaning the traps from the field while boosting, I think it's attack and speed. I don't remember if that was what it was, but having some sort of boost. The RU Mons of this team being the Blissey, Milotic, and Abomasnow. The Milotic having shown up last week, but not being able to do anything as well. The NU Mons of this team being the Oricorio base form, Aldean Tauros, and the Tyrantrum. The Oricorio and the Tauros not having any knockouts yet either, with the Tyrantrum having not showed his face in battle. The Tyrantrum actually kind of scares me. That's a big scary dinosaur, man. And the PU Mons of this team being the Weezing at 0-1, with the Lilligant, Houndoom, and Druddigon each having not shown up. I definitely know this team is trying to recover from that last week battle. Of course, being one of the 3 victims of a 6-0 sweep. But their opponent for this week is another team leader who was part of the 6-0 sweeps. The Raichu Raiders, led by Hazel, playing for P-Flag. Currently in 3rd place at 1-0, being one of those team leaders who had that 6-0 sweep. And you can see that it was taken care of by just one Pokemon. Their OU Pokemon, Breloom. Only Pokemon that has any stats, and the only Pokemon that has a perfect record so far at 6-0. Well, I guess I can't really say perfect. No, it is a perfect record, having 6 knockouts and absolutely 0 feints. Breloom just going in, absolutely sweeping, doing its job as just a sweeper. You see the other Mons of this team, though, being the Azumarill, having that huge power potential. Same with the Diggersby and UU having huge power as well. And the Staraptors there in the UU as well. The RU Mons being the Goodra, the Emboar, and the Crocodile. I think last week we saw those 3 each in the lineup. They just didn't do anything because Breloom swept. The NU Mons of Appleton, Bayleaf, and Vanillux. And the PU Mons of Cinccino, Manectric, Doughblade, and the Raichu, the namesake Pokemon of this team. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't the first pick of this team, but I mean, it happens. Again, looking to extend their lead, looking to extend by another 6-0 sweep, hopefully, to get their record to jump up to 1st place, because definitely another 6-0 sweep would bring this team up to 1st place. But let's see the starting lineups of these 2 teams. The Devious Dewotts, bringing the Abomasnow, the Scizor, Goldango, the Weezing, Blissey, and Tyrantrum, the 2 Steel types of this team. But we do see the Emboar there to potentially those, along with the Raichu, the Goodra, that monster Breloom, Appleton, and the I like how these 2 Mons kind of match each other. Kind of like just standing there, just funky, ready to fight. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm excited to see this Goldango out because I know its signature move is really good, but it also drops a special attack. So I kind of wonder how that's going to play out. How you get around the fact that it does drop its special attack when it uses its signature move. I'm kind of just curious to see what its potential, just like with speed, just like stat wise, what this Goldango's potential actually is. Because again, I've heard it's a really great Pokemon, I just haven't seen it, haven't used it, so I don't really know too much about it. We do see though that 3 of these mons here are weak to fire, 2 of them being quad weak to fire. Got Emboar out in the field here too. Weezing, of course, having the burn potentials though, won't affect the Emboar. Appleton surprisingly is actually a really good Pokemon too, being able to just survive and set up like a Leech Seed recover kind of thing. Crocodile, of course, having both Intimidate and Moxie, I'm pretty sure. 2 great abilities for this Pokemon to have. You can't go wrong with either option. Now let's get into the battle. Let's see what each team starts off with. In battle number 3 for week 2. The Devious Dewotts leading with RXD Senior, the Tyrantrum, and the Raichu Raiders leading with the Raichu. Raichu going for an immediate nasty plot. The Tyrantrum setting up the Stealth Rocks. The Grass Knot coming in, taking down the Tyrantrum in just 1 hit, and the Life Orb doing a little bit of chip damage. Zero then swaps in to replace the fallen Tyrantrum, with the Raichu then swapping right into the Emboar. And the Bullet Punch coming in, of course being resisted hit, so not doing too much to this chonky Emboar, and then swaps right into the Weezing. The Emboar going for the Flare Blitz, chalking out so much of this Weezing's damage. Flare Blitz then comes in, takes down the rest of this Weezing, the Emboar standing strong. Goldango then swaps in, Mr. Krabs the Goldango swaps in, it goes for Shadow Ball, outspeeds and takes down this Emboar in just 1 hit. And the Goodra then swaps in to replace the fallen Emboar, with the Goldango swapping into the Blissey. Little happy face and my lover. The Fire Blast, of course, doing absolutely nothing to this Blissey, being the special tank that it is. Goodra swaps right into the Breloom. Breloom taking chip damage from the Stealth Rocks, with the Blissey going right for the Toxic. But does it have Toxic Boost? It does. It has the Poison Heal, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Goldango then swaps in to replace the Blissey with the Leech Seed, but it doesn't affect the Goldango with its gold ability. Breloom swaps into the Crocodile, with the Goldango going for a nasty plot. The Goldango using Make It Rain, is it enough? It is. Takes down the Crocodile, and of course lowers a special attack, but a big hit from this Goldango. The Appleton then swaps in to replace the fallen Crocodile, and the Goldango goes for another nasty plot. The Appleton then going for an Iron Defense, though it's not really going to help against the special type Seal move. The Shadow Ball though comes in, takes down the Appleton in just 1 hit. This Goldango now standing strong. Raichu then comes in to replace the... what's it face? I forgot what it's called, but the Grass Knot, of course, being a resisted hit, and the Goldango going for another Shadow Ball, able to take down this Raichu. Alright, Goldango is strong, I see it. Goodra then comes in to replace the Raichu. Accidentally Terastallizing. The Fire Blast, though, not taking down the Goldango, but the Shadow Ball takes down the Goodra. I'll talk about the Terastallization in a second. But Goodra falling. Breloom then comes in, leaving just as Breloom to try to defend against the Goldango, but it is not enough. The Make It Rain taking down the Breloom, and Goldango pretty much sweeping. What a fantastic play. What a fantastic showing by the Devious Dewotts. Recovering from that 6-0 sweep by doing a 6-4 battle. So it's not out of they're not out of the fight yet. So I do want to say, even on their YouTube recording, yes, Goodra Terastallized. However, it Terastallized into a Dragon type, used a Fire type move, and then got knocked out right away. So, calling it completely illegal. If it Terastallized into a typing that knocked out the Goldango, then I would have made them rebattle. But since it just Terastallized into a Dragon type and did not use a Dragon type move, so it didn't affect the gameplay, didn't affect what happened in the slightest. If this were to happen, where a team leader Terastallizes into a move that will knock out the Pokemon where it otherwise shouldn't have, then they would have to rebattle, and yeah, that would change the outcome. Yeah, so since Terastallizing is banned, this Terastallization didn't affect the battle in the slightest, so it is completely fair, I'll say.